Hello again, everyone. So, what are we learning in this week's lesson? We'll be reviewing the movements and the steps for shooting a basketball. And we'll practice those skills and get our heart rates up in a fun game. The game we'll play is called jump shots, which I'll explain later. But it's just one example of a physical activity that you can play where you can increase the intensity to improve your heart health. Now, why are we learning this? We want you to be able to understand the key elements to shooting a basketball and to practice shooting using those steps. We know there's lots of sports that involve shooting into a goal or a net, but today we'll focus on the basketball style shot. There's basketball courts at almost every park and school because once you learn and practice the skills involved in the game, it's a really fun way to play with your family and your friends to get good exercise. Right now, at your age, shooting a basketball is a skill you really have to work at and practice. And in basketball, in order to get good shot off, you'll need to combine shooting with other skills you've already practiced, like passing and dribbling. So if there's a chance to practice passing and dribbling, it can really help you when you're ready to start shooting and scoring points. And remember, the more skills like this that you learn, the easier it is to stay active and involved in fun activities and adventures for your whole life. So how? How will you know if you learned it? Well, when we're done with this lesson, you should be able to identify the key steps to shooting a basketball. You'll also have a fun game to practice so you can put those skills to work and see if you can shoot using that pattern. So what are the steps to shooting a basketball with the correct form? Let's go demonstrate. I'll see you in one moment. Okay, to practice the shooting skill, you'll need some sort of ball to practice with. So look around the house, and if you have one, you can practice using that. Or if you don't, you could use a sock ball that you roll up, or even roll up and crinkle up a piece of paper. Now, there's some tricks to remembering how to shoot. One of them is L-I goodbye. So the first step in that is turning your arm into an L. It kind of looks like an L here. Okay, you're bending that arm. Show it this way as well. L, and then you want to push it up to make it into an I. So now you have a straight arm, just like an I. So L, I, and then the final step is flicking or follow through or say goodbye. So L-I, goodbye, and you put a little flick on it. L-I, L-I, goodbye. That is one trick. Another trick that has a little more details is beef. And I'm not talking about what's for dinner. Beef stands for bend and balance, eyes and elbow. The next E is extend and elevate, and then finally flick and follow through. So let's break that down. First step of beef is bend and balance. So you want to find your feet, find it in a comfortable spot, and make sure you're balanced so you're not throwing or shooting off balance. You're going to want to bend everything, your ankles, your knees, your hips, even your arms. So everything's bent. Okay, so you're bent and you're balanced and you're ready to shoot. The next one is elbow and eyes. You want to point your elbow and eyes at the target. So if you were my target, my elbow is pointing here. When you're first learning to shoot, sometimes you like to have your elbows out. But as you get better, you're going to turn that elbow towards the target. And you also want to have your eyes on the target so you can see what you're shooting at. Usually you're looking over just over the ball and kind of to the side. All right? So eyes and elbow on the target. And now the reason that you bent before is so that you can extend and elevate and get the ball up to the net. So I'm bent here, and then extending means unbending, and you're elevating or coming up. If you extend forward, then you're not going to be able to get the ball up into the net. Finally, a flick and a follow through. So follow through and flick. So you're bent, you're balanced. You can see that my shooting foot is slightly in front of the other foot. Bent and balanced, elbow, eyes on the target, extend and elevate, follow through and flick. So that's if you put all the steps together. So now's a good time just to work through those steps and practice those steps until you feel comfortable and your muscles get used to that, and then we can move on to the game. So remember, bend, balance, elbow, eyes, extend, elevate, follow through, and flick. Do it from this side one more time. Okay, have fun practicing your shooting, and when you're ready, we'll play a game with your skills. See you soon. Now, to practice an activity I call jump shots. where our goal is to make as many shots as possible in 1 minute. For materials, you'll need 3 towels. Socks will also work. You'll need an object to shoot. A small soft ball of some kind, or a sock ball, or even a small stuffed animal will work. You'll need a laundry basket or a bucket and a chair to place that basket on, but that's optional. You can also place it on the ground. And finally, you'll need a timer so you can count down from 1 minute. Phones and watches work great. To set up, first, you'll need parent permission. After you get parent permission, you'll place your basket or your bucket on the ground or on the chair. Then you'll roll up 3 towels and lay them on the ground in front of the basket. Separate the towels far enough so you can jump over them, but not so far that you couldn't make a shot from the furthest towel. You want to make that shot challenging but not impossible. And how far that is depends on the space you have and the skill level of who you're playing with. If you don't have towels or socks, just make sure whatever you're jumping over, if you miss your jump and you land on it, you won't fall down or roll your ankle and hurt yourself. Then finally, you'll have a ball ready to shoot behind the furthest towel from the basket. And again, the activity works great on your own, but it can also work well as a fun competition with others. If you don't have someone to play against you, then you could just try to beat your personal best scores each round. Now, how to play. The goal of the game, again, is to make as many shots in the laundry basket as possible before the 1 minute timer is up. You'll shoot from behind the 3rd towel. And then after your shot, you're going to run up to retrieve your ball. Then you'll jump back with 2 feet at a time until you're back behind the 3rd towel to shoot again. If you make your shot, give yourself a point. After 1 minute, you can rest, you can recover, and then try again to see if you can beat your score. Or if you have someone to play with, they can have a turn and see if they can beat your score. You can also play this game if you have a basketball hoop outside or one that's hanging on your door somewhere in your house. Now, remember, while you're shooting, think through all those steps that we just went over for the correct form. Now we'll demonstrate a game inside, but remember, have fun. Okay, we are ready to play, and today we're going to be shooting with this sock ball, this Einstein sock ball. I was lucky enough to have a family member that wanted to play, so I'm going to let Fred go first. If you have somebody to play with, whoever is younger gets to go first. Here you go. Now, on your marks, I'm going to start the timer. Get set, and go. He shoots. He makes it. He sprints down, run down. Grab it, 2-footed jump on the way back. All right, shoot again. Your timer is going. He already has 1 point. 2 points, run. 2-footed jump on the way back. And we're going to continue for 1 minute to see how many points he can get. Keep going. Fred managed to get 5 points. Now I'm up. Let's see if I can beat his score. Ready with the timer? Get set and go. Man. 1.
No.
All right. 2. Whew! I got 7. Just barely beating him out. And I'm a little tired from all that jumping and that running. So I hope you guys have fun with the game at home, but right now it is joke time. It's joke time. Time for jokes. Go ahead, Fred.
What did the baseball catcher? Why did the baseball catcher stay the night at the field?
Why did the baseball catcher stay the night at the field? I don't know. Why?
He felt right at home.
He felt right at home. All right, enjoy your home and enjoy the game. Bye, have fun.